But most importantly, let's get on to this session. Today's session is turning everyday waste into global citizenship learning, teaching sustainability vocabulary through systematic mind mapping in ESL. And our fantastic speaker is Nguyễn Thái. She's an English teacher, a practitioner, and a trainer of mind mapping. So this is her speciality. And she's also a Twinkl ambassador with our Twinkl Vietnam team. She's a founder of, you might have to support me with the pronunciation of the organization. How do I pronounce your green learning station? How do I say that in Vietnamese?
Yes, hello, xin chào. Yeah, hello from Vietnam. Yes. Yeah, it's my honor to be here today to share with you something about how to turn everyday waste into educational gold. Yeah, and I do hope that today I can encourage, I can stimulate, or I can have you to have to motivate you to apply some in your ESL class. I hope so. And can I start right now? I want to share.
I will turn my slides off so you can present.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, can you see my screen here? If yes, please type 1 in the chat box, okay? Yeah, can you see my screen here? Okay, I see one. I see a lot of ones here. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's check in together. Yeah, you can see in my on my slide, I have a traffic light with 3 colors. And the question here is, what color is your feeling right now? And red is for, hey, stop. I want to stop right now because I'm sick, for example, I want to go somewhere for urgent, for some kind of emergency. Or yellow color, it means wait, I need to go somewhere to a little bit, or I need to go to take some kind of water to bring during the conference. And green color is for, hey, I'm ready. Yes, and please type down the color in the chat box so that I can see the degree of your readiness here. Yeah, green. Okay, I see a lot of green. I'm happy about that. And you know that about me, yeah, I'm a teacher, of course, a teacher of English and my math, and I'm freelancer, I'm a solopreneur, and I teach to a wide range of students here, from peace teams and university students and adults. And I'm also an ESL author, and my book is about self-study mind map using self-study grammar using English grammar using mind map. And about green here, about green color, I also the founder of Green Learning Station in Hanoi, Vietnam, and this is an English club, and it's also an English library for children. And a mother of 3 children, and I recycle a lot of toys for my kids, and it's also my motivation to come to this conference today. And I'm a mentor of students. Yeah, they are these Adventist students from University Vietnam. Yes, and the main parts today I want to share. There are 3 main parts. The first one, the big why I choose every ways to bring into ESL class, especially to teach the global citizenship learning, and why I use my map for that, and how, the big how. And the last part is about action plan and some kind of Q&A. You want to ask me some questions, you can raise at the end of this session. And we need to prepare some kind of paper, blank paper, and pen, color pens, and pencil, of course, to experience the session today. Yes, and I have a small game for you. Now you will look at the milk packaging and 5 words that tell us about what organic milk is. And the keyword here is what organic milk is. You need to search for, you need to find the keywords. Yeah, and you can write down each keywords on the branches, and you can draw some kind of a template like this. Yeah, you can draw a mind map like the template I give you on the slide like this. And then we share. Yeah, there are 4 main branches: the red one, the green one, and the purple on the dark, yeah, the dark pink or the blue. Yeah, you can draw my map like this. Yes, let's play this small game. Do you see my screen here? It's a dark screen, right? Okay, now this is a kind of packaging, and you need to find out the keywords to answer what organic milk is. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, can you see it? Yeah, write out the keyword quickly, and you can type down in the chat box, right? Can you see it? Yeah. Energy, total fat, maybe ingredients, right? This one. Something to write down here. Oh, I see something about non-GM. Yep. You can write down quickly. And you can use this activity in your class. Yeah. And instead of dark screen like this, we can use some kind of tools like touch. You can turn off the light and using touch. Yeah, remember the keywords? It's about organic milk. And what are the keywords in this packaging, which can show you that it is organic? And yeah, you can see. Maybe this kind of certified. Yeah. Organic brand. Something else. Yes. Okay. Jordan. Yeah, no pesticide. I see. What else? No pesticide, non-GM, and no what here? Preservatives. Okay, preservatives here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Lee. Yep. And ingredients, non-GM, no chemical fertilizers. Yeah. Full of goodness. Wow, full of goodness is the reason why you choose this kind of drink. Yeah, I see from organic cows. Very good. Okay, thank you. I will come back to my. Yes, okay. When you write down the keywords, now it's your turn to write all the keywords on the branches. So we have a small mind map. Yeah, we have big no here, right? Yeah, 1 minute for you to write out. Yes, we can use colors to color code it. Yes, for example, here we have no, right, red color. I think that you can write down very easily, right? But I want to note here that we need to use color to color code the keywords. For example, the color of the keywords and the color of the branches, you see that they are the same. Okay, so we have a no chemical what? We have a no chemical pesticides. We have a no chemical fertilizers, for example. And we have a no artificial flavor. Yes. And no artificial colors. And no preservatives, right? So you see that they're all in red. And we have the first main idea about organic milk. And next one may be about green color, right? You can see that we can color code it. So it's very easy to see non-GM, and we can use sketch notes, some kind of doodles. Yeah, for example, like this, to illustrate the ideas, so that it is very easy to understand the meaning without translate all the keywords into our mother tongue, right? And we have a farmed what? Organically, right? And we have we can use organic icon here. Yeah, if you feel that it's very hard for you to draw, you can search for some very easy and simple icon on the internet so that you can copy it. Organic icon, for example. Sorry, organic, right? Like this. Oh, no. Organic. For example, like this. You can use it. Yeah, for example, you can put it here organically. And next one, certified. For example, certified. And yet we have a organic cows. Yes. And you have a cow here. Yes, you can draw some cow doodle. And certified what? It is certified organic. Yes, it is certified and by some kind of a very branch. I mean that by some kind of organization. Yeah. Yeah. So we have a very simple mind map about this one, and you can see that students can, based on this mind map, to make a presentation about what organic milk is, and based on the keywords, they can speak out in the full sentence, speak out into full sentences, and this is a very interesting, right? And besides, we can use with the higher level students, we can use many other information to add in. For example, based on definite questions, what, where, why, how, who, when, and they can create their own mind map. And of course, we can make questions about this one, and they can have some kind of discussion in groups and in pairs to answer the questions included. All the information needed in the lesson. And this is the way that we can apply using packagings into teaching English in our class. And now, can you type down some kind of keywords to show that to show some kind of reasons that we should use, or we can use, or we can try using packaging for vocabulary learning in class? Yeah. And I don't know if in the countries they are bilingual languages in the packaging, but in Vietnam I see that a lot of packaging, bilingual packaging, so that students don't need to look up dictionary for the meaning when they see the new words, but they can understand it right away, and it's very time saving. You see that, and yeah, you can type down some reason why. Yeah, why we should, what is the reason why it is very useful when we can recycle packaging and ways to study vocabulary. Yeah, real life authentic learning. Thank you, Quit. Yes, it's very authentic, right? And what about the cost? The cost. And you can see that because we use it every day, right? So it is the very real context for us to apply in our life. We can talk and we can answer, we can make questions and answers about that kind of product. And when we read the instruction, we can know how to use it. We can make it into small steps, guide other students to use the product. Relearning and importance. Yeah, very practical hands-on learning. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And I also see that. And you can see that we can use packaging for vocabulary learning because it's very kind of authentic material. It's real life language, connects classrooms to everyday context, right? And it's very practical and accessible. Students can see it everywhere, in the bathroom, in bedroom, in their living room, and in the supermarket, and on the street, for example, and a lot of things and everywhere. And this is also high frequency topic-based vocabulary. You will see that people often bring very beautiful words on the packaging, right? And students can learn from that very beautiful words. And it supports daily communication, eco-literacy, and thematic learning. And it also supports eco-literacy. You also see that it builds awareness of recycling and sustainability practices. And from reading instruction very carefully, they learn how to become very responsible consumers. And it also boosts engagement and motivation because it is easy to see that they are all familiar items, and they can make learning fun and meaningful. Yeah. And next one, this is how to put eye drops in the eyes. And this is one of my students. She is making presentation on how to put eye drops in the eyes. This,
how to.
Yeah, and you will see that from the instruction. Actually, it is a bilingual instruction, Vietnamese and English. And she picked up some words on how to use this kind of eye drops, and she make it steps like this to make presentation in front of the class. And I think it is very, very interesting, and it is very practical. And what else? This is my sister. Sorry, this is my daughter. She is. It is when she was about 3 or 4 years old. And I taught her about numbers, not just show her that this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I use plastic code to teach her about how to know how to remember the number, how to read the number, and of course the meaning of the numbers too. Yeah, and this is very practical, right? Yeah. So why use my maps for learning? And let's look at this one. This is this example. This is kind of ESL activity you can use in your class. It is plastic code hunt, as the way I did with my daughter. Yeah, you can prepare some plastic packaging like bottles or some plastic bags and bring it into class, or you can ask students to prepare all of these at home and bring to class, and ask the class to find the number inside the triangle in the bottom of the bottle, or in the packaging, and write down, for example. And they will see that there are a lot of numbers everywhere. And okay, but what is the meaning of each number? And you can show them some kind of meaning of the numbers like this. But you can see that information everywhere, and they need to how to organize them to make it simple and to make it easy to follow, to make presentation. So I use mind map. Yeah, for example, look at this one. Yes, activity here I suggested it is to read and match. They can they can read the handout or the picture here about the meaning of the numbers and search for some kind of keywords they want to know, and then they can match. They can match the numbers to the branch. it is suitable. Yes, this is kind of activity. On next one, we can color. Yeah, if the students are at lower level, we can ask them to color the branches like this. And as you know that mind mapping have color code information, so that student can look at the mind map and understand right away what are the main ideas, what are the sub branches which represents the details of the explanation. Yes, okay, so look at this one. It is color-coded and keyword-focused. And we just fill in the keywords, and even we can use doodles and illustrated drawings instead of using words like this. And you can see that number 1, plastic code number 1 and number 7. You see that I use yellow for this one as these are the products which can be recycled with cautions, with reading caution very carefully. And this one green color, yeah, it is color coded here. We can use it, we can recycle it, we can recycle with the we can recycle products with the plastic code number 5, 2, 4, and 5. And the last one, red color, stop recycling it because it's very toxic, for example. Or we can be very careful when recycle this kind of plastic. Yeah, it's a way that we can use color coded. We can use mind map to color code information and get students' attention to the very keywords. Okay, and with the higher levels, we can ask students to add more information about it. For example, with the products with the code number 1 like this, we can ask students to write down the keywords which are about the name of the products here. And they can hunt somewhere to find out what are the products with number 1 on them. And the cautions, they can fill out the keywords about the cautions when recycling it. Yes, and the number 7 here for other, for example, 2. And then they can make presentation into the class, or we can divide the class into teams so that they can exchange information and fill in the branches like this. Yes, and also about my students' mind map here, we can see that they can use doodles. She brought a lot of doodles instead of using keywords or to illustrate the keywords. So it really stimulates students to learn the language and have them to understand the new words without translating in their mind. Yes, about why. So you can see that the big why here is that it's very, very flexible, right? And scalable too. And it can be adaptable for various learning environments and projects. We can make it into project-based learning. And it also boosts creativity and engagement because it is really personal, because students will be asked to draw by themselves, and they can create in their own way. And this is really fun. And it is brain-friendly tool because it enhances memory through visual and emotional cues. And it also encourages students' system thinking, promotes holistic thinking by connecting ideas, and supports 4 skills. Is really very helpful in teaching reading, writing, speaking, and listening, you will see. And in reading, they can learn about the key contents of keywords. And writing, they can make some kind of outline before writing, and speaking also. And even in speaking, you will see that we use keywords. I will use one of these for this to check this one. We see that we use keywords on the branches, And you know that when speak out something, or when we teach pronunciation, we also ask students to focus on, to stress on keywords, right, or the content words. And at the same time, mind map just use keywords. So using mind maps, it is very useful in a way that student can be reminded of using stress on the keywords only, because they just see the keywords, and weak form of the functional words are not here. Yeah. Yes, okay. And listening to, because it will show the prompts. Yeah, what about global citizenship focus here? Using mind maps and using mind map in teaching vocabulary with the packaging, it is very interesting, you see, and this is very useful. It raises students the responsibility in their consumption every day, and stimulates environmental stewardship, and stimulate a system thinking. And we can see that in this way, it can connect language and their behavior, and at the same time, global impact, when they need to give a decision on how or what to choose and what to take action with after they read the instruction. Yes, and how to mind map. Yeah, how to mind map here. Mind map here is, I want to mention the mind map by Tony Buzan. Yes, and if you know this, please type 2 in the type 2 in the chat box. Yeah. Yeah. You know it? Yeah, it's great to hear that. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that you all know that. So you can revise the rules of mind mapping here about the paper. We need to use blank paper in the direction of landscape, and we start from the center of the paper, right? Like this. We start from this one, and this is the center of the paper, and the topic will be shown on in this one, in the center image. Yeah, about the colors, we can see that this is very useful, right? We can use a lot of colors in the drawings to illustrate it, and we need to notice that we just use one color for one branches here. For one, yeah, I mean that for each branch, for each big branches here, for each, yeah, I mean that for each big branch, we need to use one color, and the color of the keywords and the color of the branches are the same. And so that you can look at the mind map and understand that how many main ideas are there. And the sub branches here are the explanation, examples, and details. Yeah, and just use keywords, of course. And look at the words. We just use keywords, just one keyword on each branch. And the size, you can see that it is from the center of the mind map, it is smaller and smaller, you see. And we also use the big side if we want to emphasize something, of course. And we can use print font size, because it is very clear to see. And what about the image here? There are two kinds of images here. The first one is a central image. It is the main, I mean that it is the topic of the mind map. It's the topic of the whole content here. And the image, the second type of images, it is about the illustrations. Yeah, and luckily the very start of the conference is about sketchnote, and you can revise the videos to learn how to sketchnote and to doodle something, and this is very useful. And next, you can see that. Yeah, and one thing to notice here is that the length of the illustration image is the same as the length of the branch. And what about the branch here? You can see that the branch connected Yeah, from one point here. And it is the nature. It's the nature of our brain too. It illustrates the nerves, the nerves in our brain, the nerves in our brains. Yep. And the sub branches are thinner and thinner. Yeah, from the center. And the main branch, the main branches are thicker across. Yeah, and the length of the branch is the same as the length of the word and the image. And what about the structure? We can see that I have a clock here, and we can draw, or we can draw, and we can read the mind map clockwise, and start from the point of 1 o'clock here. So we will read the mind map or draw the mind map from this point, from 1 o'clock. Yeah, you see, and we read from like this, from this one in this direction. Yeah, and this it is about the general ideas about the rules. If anyone don't know, or if we can revise before we move to the next part. Yes. Yes, and we can use paper and pencils to draw across, and we can use some kind of tool like this. I often use iMind map. Yeah. And I think that there are many kinds of mind maps. We also can use AI to generate mind maps, but I think that we need to revise a lot because of the exact information. Yes. And about the steps here, you can draw the mind map. Yeah, I will send you this later, or you can watch it later, because I want to move to the next part. And I also have a mind map LearnMate. It is kind of AI board I use for my class. I create and use in my class. And use you can scan this one you can scan this one to use later. And in this mind map LearnMate, I use Vietnamese, but you can also use English to use it. And this is kind of AI chatbot to it is based on Tony Buzan's 5 international rules, and you can use it to use it as a guide to draw and apply mind maps step by step, and have design creative lessons for vocab, grammar, and writing, speaking, etc. And you can use it as assistant to give you feedback and information about how to improve. And you can use it as the teacher to give feedback on your students when you want to organize some kind of mind map contest in your class. Yes, and now the question here is how to apply mind maps in our class, how to design ESL's activities with mind maps using Bloom taxonomy, and I often use it. Yeah, and anyone know Bloom's? Yeah, please type 3 in the chat box here. Taxonomy here, you know it? Bloom taxonomy. Yeah, number 3. Yeah, so we have this is kind of scaffolding, right? We can scaffold our students in class to have students go from remember information, the content, and the vocab, from remember to understand, to apply, to analyze, and to evaluate. And then the last part, the last step, the highest is create. Yes, and this one I take from the Twinkl resources. Yeah, and thank you, Twinkl, for very useful resources for us. For example, this is kind of activity for remembering step. A keyword recall challenge. For example, when I prepare some kind of mind maps, I can, and then I bring it to class, but I hide some kind of branches, and then ask students to recall, yeah, and say the missing words, for example. And a game so-called quick 5 piece, like this, student asks question and student answers. Or we can ask students to work in pairs, and then they can ask and answer together. And the next one, an activity for understanding step like this. We can ask students to give a short presentation explaining each branch of the mind map to their peers, for example. Or matching game like this, the teacher can provide some keywords, but they are scattered, and students match them to the correct position to the mind map. like the way I give you at the beginning of the workshop today. And applying like this, sentence builder. Students can use keywords from the mind mapping to create sentences or short paragraphs. Yeah, and it's very interesting in teaching speaking and pronunciation too, right? And role play, we can ask students to use mind map as a prompt, and student can role play customer and staff dialogues to ask and answer about packaging and recycling and usage instruction. For example, we can use the very first mind map here, right? So we can have the full information about the products, and we can ask students to role play, and based on the information here to ask and answers. Yeah. About for example, about where is the product produced, and why do you choose this kind of milk, for example, on how to use it and who. Yeah, we often skip the information of who, yeah, and when. Yeah, it's the question of when is about the expiry date, and for example, about the opening period date, for example. Yeah, we can ask them to play and ask and answer like this. It's very key content, the keywords. Yes, it's about the outline. And what about the analyzing information gap activity like pair work here? You can ask them to work in pair. Student A has a complete mind map, and student B has a version with some kind of missing keywords, and they ask and answer questions to complete the missing information. And next one, we can use another activity like this. The teacher provides keywords, and student must reorganize them into the correct mind map structure. We can also use mind maps. We can cut off it into puzzle. Yeah, we can cut it into puzzles pieces and ask them to reorganize it, like puzzles playing, right? Puzzle games. Yep. And what about evaluating here? Critical questions can be raised here. Students can use their mind maps to evaluate packaging. For example, which is better for environment and why? And we can also have some kind of peer review activity here. Peers and groups can exchange their mind maps and provide feedback based on criteria. For example, it can be about competence, completeness, logic, and creativity, and something like that. And creating a stack, yep, the highest one, we can expand the mind map by asking students to add new branches with the information they research. For example, about the eco labels and new vocabulary and real life examples, for example. And mind map story. Students can use keywords to create their own story and create their own advertisement about an eco-friendly product. And we also can ask students to work in groups to design their mind maps template for different topic. And we can have some kind of work gallery. Yeah, we hang all the mind maps on the wall, and then students can walk around to see and to make questions and to vote for the most beautiful and most creative mind maps, for example. And this is some activities I give you. And next one, the last part is about action plan. Yeah, you can design an activity using mind map you have, and you can scan here to have this kind of template. I prepare a Bloom-based activity design template for you. And in this one, you will see that the first part about the topic. Maybe I cannot share it. Yeah, you can scan for it, and you can fill in the topic of the lesson. And here we have the target skills. We have target skills, and we have writing, speaking, reading, vocab, and even grammar too, and learning objectives. And it should be very smart, and you can revise about what their smart stand for later. And about the target learners here, and class size here, how many students in class. And based on the level of the Bloom taxonomy, you can design activities and pay attention to the objective. And these activities, you can list down some ideas here and some kind of implementation notes and time allotted here. And I think that maybe we cannot apply all the steps of Bloom in our class in one session or 1 or 2 sessions. We can pick up some to just care about what is really necessary and what is effective in a class, so that we can apply 1 or 2 or 3 levels in our class from this one. Yes, for example here. Yeah, for example, I have a green packaging challenge here. And the target skills, I focus on vocab, reading and writing and speaking too. And target learners here about secondary school students, and they are at about B1 level, and mixed ability class, and about from 35 to 40 students. And the objectives here, by the end of the class, by the end of the lesson, students will be able to use at least 8 new vocab items from the recycled packaging to discuss about the sustainability and create a simple mind map poster in class. And remember here, word hunt, 5 words related to materials. Yeah, and this is about word hunt, the word hunt. And I will divide class into groups of 4 or 5, and in 5 minutes they will take part in this activity. And they can ask them to match symbols with their cousins. Yeah, and next one about write 3 sentences on how to recycle the product in a creative way using doodles, icon, and funny drawing. And this is the application step. And the note here, because we don't have a time, so we can ask students to work at home, to do this task at home. And about the analyzing step, they can draw a mind map. We can ask them to work in pair or in group to save time, or even if we can ask them to do it at home. And about the debate here, they bring the mind map in class to class, and then they can use mind maps to generate idea to answer the question, which packaging is more eco-friendly and why. Yeah, and the last one about create, we can ask them to create a mind map poster. Yeah, and we can use it as homework and online submission. Yeah, so it is very important to have implementation notes here, so that we can take it into consideration about how to use it in class. Yeah, and this is my case studies. One of my colleagues asked me that mind maps are very useful. She told me that mind maps are very useful and encourage this system thinking. However, not all students are able to draw them, and sometimes in class there is not enough time to both create a mind map and practice other skills, especially in large classes. Yeah, and because of time limit, so I will show my answer here right now instead of asking you to discuss about this question. Yeah, my suggested solutions is are these. The first one, we can simplify the task. Yeah, we can provide a template instead of asking students to draw from the beginning of the session to the last to the end. Yeah, so it really takes time. Yeah, so we just add students just add keywords and some keywords only, or they just color, or they can ask they can just add the central image or illustrated drawings, for example. Yeah, and next one about the collaborate. Yeah, about this one, we can ask them to work in pairs and in groups, and each group will draw a branch only, for example, so that they can learn how to teamwork together. Yes, and at the same time, the teacher will see that it really works in saving time. And next one, we can use the digital. Sorry, we can use digital tools. Why we can use it instead of drawing? Because we can easily adapt it. We can remove a branch. We can easily remove a keyword or add the branch if you want. Yes. And next one, we can ask students to draw in this kind of digital tool together. Yeah, they can share the emails and they can together create them. And next one, focus on partial map solely. Let students complete one branch each we can let students complete each branch rather than just the whole map because the reason of saving time. And we can assign as homework or a flipped. We can take a flipped activity into consideration in the way that students prepare mind maps at home. They need to search for all the information at home and prepare the mind maps at home, and then use them in class to practice reading, speaking, and writing only. And the last one, integrate with other skills. For example, turn the mind map into speaking prompt, writing outline, reading organizer. So one product serves multiple purposes. And of course, we can recycle mind maps too. Mind maps from other topics we can connect together. For example, mind maps about environment, mind maps about food and drinks. Yeah, we can take it into consideration while using them together, recycle them together, so that they can revise all the information and all the lessons they learned right away at the same time. Yeah, and that's the end of my session today. And maybe there are some key takeaways you can take note here. It's about recycled packaging. It means authentic, practical, and free material. And mind maps, it means brain-friendly tool for system thinking. And activities can scaffold from remember to create using Bloom. Yep. And global citizenship focus. It means connects language, behavior, and global impact here. And we have some kind of reference. This is a list of reference. I use it. And check out if we have a time. You can ask me any questions, and you can check out too. To check out, can you list down? We also use traffic light here to check out. Please list down 3 red things. I mean that 3 red things here are the things you like, 3 things you like, and 2 yellow things, maybe 2 things you learned from this session, and 1 green thing is the thing you want to apply next week. Yeah. And thank you. And we have 4 minutes left, so you can ask me 1 or 2 questions, so we can.
That was amazing. And again, I was saying there's so many threads between workshops, and I feel like if any of you came to Yasmin's session yesterday, this was like a really practical, detailed example of how you could do the things that Yasmin does in her classroom with specific topics like
Yes. Thank you.
Using trash, or thinking about waste, thinking about environmental issues, using something like a mind map. And I like that there was there are options for doing them digitally and using digital tools to create mind maps too. Somebody said,
I see the question. I would like to know how can mind map be the best tool for students who learn grammar. Oh, I will show you one. Just wait a minute. I will search it on the internet to show you how is it useful for grammar. Just wait a minute. You can type down some kind of check out ideas. It's grateful for me to see all these ideas. Just I will search for. Yeah, I will show you one. It's not my mind map, but I think you can be motivated to use it for grammar. Yeah, you see a dinosaur. You see the dinosaur here, or Superman. Yeah, I'll use it to tell you what. Actually, it doesn't strictly follow the Busan's mind map rules, but we can use it as illustration.
Yeah, like the train carriages. Each train carriage is a different part of the sentence. That's really cool.
Yeah. Can you see my screen here about the past participle?
Yeah.
The past simple here, the dinosaur, green dinosaur here, right? And you can see that when you look at the mind map, the very first look, you will direct right away at the center image, right? And you will be impressed by the image of a dinosaur. And dinosaur here is the dinosaur here is symbolized for past simple because it died, right? Yeah, so we can use it to illustrate past simple. And the color code here, look at the color here. So you can see that every tenses we learned, they are all related. They are all related to form, and what about this one? The form and use, right? The form and use. And we have affirmative form, negative form, and question. Look at this one. And this is very colorful, and this is very engaging. You see, eye-catching, and easily to remember the sound of the sheep. Yeah, bee, right? Bear. Okay, the sheep says bee, for example, and the student might remember right away the verb to be here. Yeah. Okay, and we have a two kinds of form, two kinds of form to remember, singular and plural, about be. And next one about use. Yes. And I think that it is very useful to study grammar using mind map. And this is about past simple, and this is about what? Article, right? And this one, present perfect. You can see the scientist here. Maybe he is making experiments using past and present. Yeah, they pour two cups, past and present, into a bigger cup here about present perfect, and we have present perfect tense. This is very eye-catching and very impressive, right? And also about form and use too. Yes. Yeah, alphabet teaching. Of course, I will show you why is it very, very interesting to learn alphabet, but I need to find my students' alphabet mind map drawing. Yeah, mind map is about grouping, so we can group alphabet letters with the same sound in one group, and we color code it. And pronunciation too, you can use it for pronunciation. If you know color vowel chart, you will see that color vowel chart, in terms of color vowel chart, we also use color code, right? And of course, if we use color code, of course, we can use mind map for it too. Yes.
I think it's stuck on your Google search screen.
Yeah, when I want to show the alphabet too, it's very interesting. Yeah, mind map's about keywords, and we often use a lot of words, a lot of phrases on branches. No, don't be so. Yeah, don't use too much, too many. I mean, don't use too many phrases on it. We can split phrases, long phrases into shorter terms or shorter keyword.
I think you might need to change the screen setting, the share screen. You can only see the Superman grammar mind at the moment.
Yes, okay. I'm trying to find
No problem.
trying to find the alphabet mind map. My student draw it. Yeah, and then I will show it. Yes, any question here? The picture doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just wait a minute. I will show you. I'm just finding the alphabet mind map.
Okay.
Yeah. You see?
Yay! There it is.
Yes. And in this lesson, I integrate color vowel chat into my mapping. Yes. So look at this one alphabet here. We can group the letters with the same pronunciation into one group, one branch like this. E, for example, we have a B, C, D, right? So this branch is about E, okay? And this one about A2, and U and O and I and E and R. And next one, I can use color vowel chat here too. For example, if you know color vowel chat, you will know that we use RAM like this, E, green, T, E. So we have the same sound E right here, right? Green, T, E. And we can color code it by this one, green. If I can draw it again, I will use this branch. I will use green for this branch because E in green is the same pronunciation with these letters. You see? So we have a E green T B, E green T C, and E green T E G P, for example. And we have A gray day, so we can use the color gray here instead of using blue. Yeah. A gray day, we have A gray day, A H J, for example. And U, we have blue moon U here with Q. And we have rose here, rose boat for O, and white tie I for I and Y. And charcoal car we use car for R. Yes, and red pepper, we can use red color here instead of purple. Yeah, red for the letters with pronunciation, like S, N, M, L. Yeah, that's it. You said interesting, right?
Amazing. Do we have any other questions?
Yes, do you have any questions? Yeah, a question here. Is it possible for alphabet? Yeah, done. Students use Canva or paper to draw my map. Yeah, students use paper. Yes. But it depends on your students. If they are younger learners, yeah, they should use paper and pens. And if you learn about brain, you will see that when we use whole body, we use left hand and right hand, it will stimulate our brains a lot. Yeah, we should use pen and papers better than use some kind of tool or yeah, use Canva. Yeah, it's okay. We can draw it on the iPad, on Canva also. Canva like this. We have a pen and then we use color here. We have a lot of colors to draw my map here too. Yes, you see. Yeah, we can use it. We can use color here to draw my map. Just like this, we can use it. But students,
everybody, if you look in the chat, Yulia has very kindly sent some links. You'll see the link to the free ESL pack, the link to try Twinkl free for a month, all of our ESL resources, the most useful page, and then the link that you'll want, which is a certificate link. So if you click that link, it will take you to a form to generate your certificate.
Yeah. A question here, Mrs. Grief. Can we receive all the useful links, please? Yeah. Okay, I will send all the links to you. Yes, I will send you.
Yeah, all of the links, like the ESL resources and the free trial, the gift pack, they'll be coming to you by email. Just if you're registered, you'll get the emails with everything in. And also links to all of the recordings. I know some people missed the beginning of this session because there was an error with the meeting links. If that's the case, look out on YouTube. The recording of this session will be on YouTube very soon, and we will send an email with all of the recording links.
Oh, when you see the recording again, or you watch the recording again, you can see the QR code. Yeah, you can scan it right away when you review the video. Yeah.